So this is our multiplying powers notes. And what you need to do here real quick is you need to put a number 3 up here on top. This is going to be our number 3. Okay? And then what I also need you to do is you're going to get one of these papers that's going to look sort of like this. And we're going to put that on top here that comes with it. Multiplying powers number 3. It should be on this type of form. It says exponential, expanded, and standard form in this case. Okay, so these are going to be our number 3 notes that we're going to be using. All right, and then you can go ahead and hit pause here in a second, because then on your red sheet here, I want you to put in number 3, multiplying powers. So on our table of contents, make sure you write that in. So you should have multiplying powers as number 3. You should have your number 3 on top, right here. And then this will go with it as well, that you're going to write in multiplying powers number 3, because it goes with these notes. Okay? You can go ahead and hit pause to make sure you have all these in the right spots. Then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay? Alright, now that we're back, we've got all of our stuff labeled and ready to go. I'm going to show you how we're going to multiply these, and see if we can find the pattern of exactly how did we get to our answer here. But one last thing I want you to do on your paper here is I want you to put this says power. I want you to put something here that's going to say answer. I want to get the answer for it, okay? I want to get the answer for it, okay? I want to get our answer for that. All right, so we have a little bit of things of work that we're going to have to change around here. This is the power. That's exponential form. Okay. This one right here is in expanded form. And we're just going to leave this one as product. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's fill in our chart here, and let's take a look at what we did. So here's our product, or our problem that we're trying to solve. 2 to the 2nd power times 2 to the 4th power. That little dot right there means times. Okay, so that's 2 to the 2nd power times 2 to the 4th power. And you can see here that we are going to expand those out. So when you expand 2 to the 2nd power, that's going to be 2 times 2. And that's it right there. I put my red parentheses around. That's 2 squared expanded out, just like we've got right there. The next one we're going to look at is 2 to the 4th power. I want to expand that out. Well, 2 to the 4th power is that. That's 4 2's. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And we know when we have our expanded form, I can now put it back in an exponential form. So let's look at my exponential form now with this expanded form. How many 2's do I have? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to tell me my base is going to be 2. I've got 6 2's, so that's where I got 2 to the 6th power right there, as it is in exponential form. Now if I want to find my answer in standard form here, I can put in my calculator 2 caret 6, and I get the answer to be 64. So my answer there is 64. Well, let's check just to make sure that that 2 to the 6th power is the same as 2 to the 2nd power times 2 to the 4th power. You put that in. 2 to the 2nd power times 2 to the 4th power. Did we get the same answer as 2 to the 6th? We did, 64, so it works out. It works out perfectly there, so we got our answer correctly. Okay? Let's look at our second one. It's negative 3 squared times negative 3 to the 4th power. I'm going to look at put it in expanded form. Well, it's already done for us, but let's just look at it to make sure we understand. 3 to the 2nd power, well, how do I write that? Negative 3 to the 2nd power, how do I write that in expanded form? I use 2 negative 3's, right there they are. I'm going to just show you. Okay? Negative 3 to the 4th power, well, there it is right here. Negative 3 to the 4th power. And then when I put them together to get my answer, you can see that I can count up my negative 3's, and I got 6 of them. So that's why I got my answer, negative 3 to the 6th power. Okay, just to kind of help you show you here. There's negative 3 to the 4th power. There's negative 3 right there. Okay, it matches up. And I just added them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how I got negative 3 to the 6th power. I can put that in my calculator now. Negative 3 to the 6th power I get negative 729 for my answer. And we can always check it out here. I'm sorry, I should get 729 from my answer. So that should be positive 729. So to check it out, I forgot to put my parentheses. Negative 3 raised to the second power times negative 3 raised to the sixth power. And you can see there that, oh, I'm sorry, negative 3 raised to the second power times negative 3 raised to the fourth power. I get 729, as I should get with this as well. 729, 729. Okay, so let's try the next one. Okay, you can use colored pencils to help you color code them in. I'm just going to use red and green. If you want to use crayons or something to help you color them in, you can to see. So I'm going to do the first one here. 7 to the third power. I'm just going to expand that. So that's going to give me 7 times 7 times 7. Then I'm going to expand my next one that I'm multiplying by. 7 to the second power. So that's going to give me 7 times 7. Remember, I'm multiplying those together. And there's that one. Now to get my answer, my power, I just need to count them up. Well, how many 7s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I know that's going to be 7 to the fifth power for my answer. And I can check that by here, finding my answer. 7 to the fifth power is 16807. And just to check to make sure that's correct, 7 to the third power times 7 to the second power, and they match up. So I know that is correct. Alright. So here we come to our next one. This is 5.1 to the first power and 5 times 5.1 to the sixth power. Well, let's see what we can do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have 5.1 to the first power. I'm just going to write that down one time. My next one is 5.1 to the sixth power. So I'm going to kind of highlight that one in green. And I need 6 of those. 5.1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There they are. There's 5.1 to the sixth power in expanded form. Now I just count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I get 5.1 to the seventh power. And I can check that on my calculator to find what that is. 5.1 to the seventh power is going to give me a big number with a decimal. 89741 point blah 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 blah. But you can see what it's going to give you if you can fit it in. And just to check it out, just to make sure we were correct, 5.1 to the first power times 5.1 to the sixth power, they match up. Okay. So right now I'm going to ask you to look at the pattern. How did we get 7 from 6 and 1? How did we get 5 from 2 and 3? How did we get the 6 from 4 and 2? And how did we get the 6 from our powers 4 and 2 there? I want you just to kind of watch that to see how we kind of come up with that. See if you can find that pattern here on the next one. So here's our next one is negative 4 to the second power times negative 4 to the second power. Okay? So I'm just going to expand that one out. So it's negative 4 times negative 4. Now I'm going to highlight this one in green because I need to expand the green negative 4 to the second power, which is negative 4 times negative 4. Then how many negative 4s do I have? Negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's negative 4 to the fourth power. And then I can check that on my calculator. Negative 4 to the fourth power. Oops, I need to put parentheses around it, I'm sorry. So it's going to be parentheses negative 4 to the fourth power. That gives me 256. Check it on my calculator. Parentheses there. And you can see that it works out perfectly. Okay? I got to make sure I put parentheses around my negatives or it won't, or the calculator doesn't read it correctly. But I got it there perfectly. So remember my final exponent was 4. How did I get 4 from 2 and 2? Maybe you might see it so far. Let's try this one. 10 to the third power, 10 to the fifth power. I'm going to multiply these together. I'm multiplying 10 to the third times 10 to the fifth. So I'm going to start with this one. That's 10 times 10 times 10. Then I'm going to multiply it by this guy by highlighting green. So I get 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forgot to highlight that one. So there's that one highlighted out. 10 to the fifth power. Just 5 tens laid out, multiplied by each other. Count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 of them. So it's going to be 10 to the 8th power. Okay? So if I put in my calculator 10 to the 8th power, my answer here is 1 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros behind it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros behind it. Man, that's a big number for 10 to the 8th power. And it should give you the same thing. Okay? If I look at what I've got here with these, it's the same process that I have. Well, I got these right here. I've got 1 half times 1 half times 1 half. That's this one right there. 1 half to the third power. Then I'm going to multiply it by, well, take out my highlighter here. 1 half to the third power. 1 half. Count them up, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 half to the 6th power. And define that answer here. It gives me some funny decimal here. 0, 1, 5, 6, 2, 5. Pretty cool, huh? So, how did I get the power of 6 from 3 and 3? What did I do to the 3 and 3 to give me the 6? Do you see the pattern yet? What did I do with the 8 when I get 3 and 5? How did I get that? See about these two. See if our pattern holds true. Okay, so I've got x to the 5th power. That's just going to be x times x times x times x times x. I'm going to multiply it by x to the 3rd. Expand that out. 1, 2, 3. How many x's do I have now altogether? When I had 5 and now I've got 3, well, I've got x to the 8th power. We'll just leave it as that. Okay? One last one here. I got y to the 3rd. Expand that guy out. And then I'm going to expand y to the 2nd power. Color code him. Oh, need to color code him with them too. Y. There we go. Now how many do I got? Well, I got 3 and I got 2. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y to the 5th power. Okay? Now, if you look at it back here again, let's find our rule. Because I got y to the 5th power from 3 and then 2. I got x to the 8th power from 5 x's and 3 x's. I got 1 half to the 6th power from 3 1/2s and 3 1/2s here. I got 10 to the 8th power from 3 10s and 5 10s. You can see here, 4 to the negative 4 to the 4th power from 2 here and then 2 here. What do you think I'm going to do here? When I'm multiplying powers, with the same what? When I multiply the powers with the same bases, I'm going to add, that's plus, the exponents. So when I add the exponents together, when they have the same bases together, I've got it right there, I'm good to go. That's my rule for powers of powers. When they have the same bases, or even when they have a base for themselves, you know, it still works. If I've got a base for that, it will work perfectly for that. Okay, I just add the exponents. They have the same basis. Okay, so here, let me give you guys an example. So all I'm going to do is add them on here. So what you're going to do here is you're going to pull out this piece of paper, and let's just make a little changes to these here. And this is all I want to do here is this. We've got the expanded form here already. We've got our exponential form. our standard form, which is our answer. Okay, I want you to put right here product on this piece of paper. That's where we're going to put our problem. Okay, and these are the problems I want you to do, and there's going to give you 5 of them. And I want you to see what these would be. So negative 3 to the third power times negative 3 to the second power. Okay, let's do 2/3 to the fourth power times 2/3 to the second power. Okay, and let's do, this one was going to give us 10 to the second power times 10 to the third power. Let's do 2.2 to the first power times 2.2 to the third power. And then the last one I want you to do, make sure you write these in here, is going to be negative 6 to the third power times negative 6 to the second power. Okay? So, those are what you need to write in. And you're going to put those right here. These are your products. So you just write in like number 1. Negative 3 to the third power times negative 3 to the second power. Do your work as finding what it's going to be in expanded form. What is it going to be in exponential form, which is your power, if you want to write it right here, your power that you've got, and then you've got your answer. Okay? So you're going to put your product. So number 1, there's my product. I'm going to expand it out. I'm going to make it into my power form, then find my answer. Okay? When you finish with these, you need to go to your IXL, and I think it's F8, and I want you to see what you can do at 80%, and it's in 8th grade. All right? Good luck.